He ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3.
What happens when two loudmouth cops take on a notorious Chinese mobster in Vegas? Well, you get Rush Hour 2, the hilarious sequel to the hit action comedy film. Released in 2001, this movie took viewers on an adrenaline-fueled ride through Las Vegas and Hong Kong with our favorite odd couple. But behind the scenes, there was a lot of crazy stuff going on. The FBI showed up, $1 billion got seized, and Chris Tucker became the highest paid actor in Hollywood. So today, we're going to have a look at 15 crazy facts about Rush Hour that you probably didn't know. Number 15. Secret Service intervened over fake money. Because Rush Hour 2 is about a big counterfeiting ring, the movie had to have a lot of fake US money to look real. But they didn't just use simple toy money. The prop team made super realistic fake bills. They look so real, in fact, that you'd think they'd come straight from the bank. During filming, the United States Secret Service, you know, the agency that catches counterfeiters, had to step in. US law has strict rules about using fake money, even for movies. And at first, the fake bills were so realistic that the Secret Service wasn't happy. They stepped in, raided the set, and took over $100 million in fake cash.
Oh, it's fake.
Production had to stop temporarily while they sorted things out, and to fix the issue, filmmakers changed the bills, printing only one side and making the sizes slightly different. They also had to change the colors and the serial numbers, and after it was all done, they destroyed all that fake money to make sure that none of it would be mistaken for the real thing. Number 14. Chris Tucker became the highest paid actor in Hollywood. After Rush Hour became a massive hit, Chris Tucker didn't rush to sign on for the sequel, but instead held out for an unbelievable deal where New Line Cinema eventually agreed to pay him an upfront salary of $20 million to return as Detective James Carter in Rush Hour 2.
After the success of the first Rush Hour, I said, well, my movie made over $100-something million. Tom Cruise movie made over $100-something. He's getting 20 million. I said, I need to get 20 million. So I just went in there and told the studio, I said, well, you know, if y'all want to do another one, I want 20 million. And they said, okay.
The paycheck alone matched some of the highest salaries in Hollywood at the time, making Tucker the highest paid actor of 2001. He also secured a percentage of the movie's box office earnings, taking his payday even higher once the film became a global phenomenon. Rush Hour 2 was, of course, a huge hit, making about 4 times the actual budget, and the film's success had made Chris Tucker's deal one of the biggest stories in Hollywood, showing that his role with Jackie Chan was the perfect match. When it was time for Rush Hour 3, he had an even bigger deal, getting around $25 million up front, plus a cut of the profits. And by the end, the total earnings for the third movie had likely reached $40 to $50 million.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Don't nobody understand the words that are coming out of your mouth, man.
Number 13. Jackie Chan played his own stunts. Jackie Chan stood out from other Hollywood action stars because he didn't take the easy way out with his stunts. But instead of using a stunt double or even special effects, he decided to do all of his own stunts, even when they were risky or really hard to pull off. One of the most insane sequences was the fight on bamboo scaffolding in Hong Kong. Imagine Jackie Chan balancing on thin, wobbly poles high above the ground while fighting off his opponents. Every step, climb, and jump were real. There were no camera tricks or doubles. It was him risking everything. And then, inside of the casino, the action intensified with lightning-fast moves, flips, and jaw-dropping kicks. He even incorporated props and furniture into the fight, perfectly timing every moment to create a chaotic yet thrilling spectacle. What makes his stunts so unique are the perfect mixture of real danger and martial arts mastery, along with slapstick comedy. The action scenes are thrilling but hilarious, and he didn't settle for good enough. He insisted on multiple takes to make sure that everything was perfect down to the smallest detail, which only increased the risk of injury. Every fall or punch had to be authentic because Jackie Chan believed audiences deserved to see the real thing, not some kind of carefully disguised double or CGI trickery. Even though Rush Hour 2 was a Hollywood production with a big budget and strict rules, Chan fought to keep his signature Hong Kong-style stunts, and the studios required safety measures such as hidden rigs and controlled environments, but Chan stayed fully involved. That's because by 2001 he was already a global superstar and could have played it safe, but instead chose to risk real injuries for the sake of authenticity. Number 12. The bamboo scaffolding fight was inspired by Hong Kong action cinema. The bamboo scaffolding fight wasn't just an exciting event, but also was inspired by real-life Hong Kong construction. Surprisingly, bamboo scaffolding is actually used on buildings in Hong Kong, even though it's flexible and a little unstable. That might seem unsafe, but it's also why it works so well for an action scene. The way the poles are arranged creates so many opportunities for fast movements, acrobatics, and stunts. And since it's often built very high up, it adds even more danger and excitement to the scene. Chan grew up making legendary Hong Kong films and saw the potential of this scaffolding, turning it into an action playground. He purposely brought that signature style to Hollywood in Rush Hour 2. Watching the fight in the movie, you can almost feel the wobble of the structure and the risk of falling as the characters climb, swing, and fight across it, and the scene was also his way of paying tribute to earlier films and the roots in which he grew up in. Instead of using CGI or predictable setups, he stuck to practical stunts and real physical challenges. It showed how brave and creative that Jackie Chan was, bringing something completely new to action movies. Back then, Hollywood wasn't used to this kind of thing, which felt risky and unpredictable, but Jackie made it exciting and real. Number 11. The Las Vegas casino set was partially reconstructed on sound stages. Those flashy Las Vegas casino scenes were not exactly what they seemed. Sure, some parts were filmed in real casinos, but most of what you see wasn't actually shot in Las Vegas at all. The production team built a huge chunk of the casino interiors on sound stages because filming inside of an actual casino was way harder and more complicated than you'd think. Real casinos have strict rules, constant noise and activity, security everywhere, and major restrictions on lighting, stunts, and props, especially when it comes to fake money. Think of trying to film a wild Jackie Chan fight scene with explosions and crazy moves inside of a busy working casino. It just wouldn't work. There were too many people and too many rules, and that's why filmmakers built their own fake casino set to have full control. They created detailed replicas of gaming floors, hallways, back rooms, and even added fancy chandeliers and authentic-looking casino signs. That gave the director Brett Ratner and his team complete freedom. They could rig cameras and wires and plan stunts safely, and even keep the lighting perfect for each and every shot. Chan and Tucker were able to perform wild scenes without having to worry about the chaos of a real casino. And when you watch the movie, you'd never guess that some of the most intense moments happen in a completely fake place. Number 10. Filming in Hong Kong required special security. Filming Rush Hour 2 in Hong Kong was almost as wild as the movie itself. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker drew in huge crowds of fans wherever they went, and shooting in the busy markets and crowded streets became a challenge. Fans and curious people made it hard to get the scenes done, and it became so crazy the crew had to work with local police and security teams. They helped to clear the paths, set up the zones that were safe, and kept people out of danger during the action. Speaking of those scenes, some of them were downright risky. Jackie Chan filmed action sequences on bamboo scaffolding and in crowded streets, and those moments needed careful planning, road closures, and strict safety measures in order to protect the cast and the hundreds of people nearby. As if that wasn't enough, the crew also had to safeguard expensive equipment, detailed props, and sets from the chaos of working in such a busy city. It's wild to think about the level of effort it took to turn a chaotic real-life street into a controlled movie environment. Unlike a soundstage, nothing in Hong Kong could be fully contained, making every take a high-pressure challenge. Number 9. The casino explosion scene required multiple pyrotechnic setups. In the movie, what you see on the screen is a massive heart-stopping explosion ripping through the casino, sending columns and walls and furniture flying everywhere. But the scene wasn't just one big explosion. Instead, it was made out of lots of smaller explosions that were filmed separately and then put together to look like one huge moment of chaos. They did that because setting off a giant explosion all at once would have been way too dangerous and hard to manage. Behind the scenes, the effects team worked hard to plan the destruction, splitting the scene into parts and setting off smaller explosions in different areas of the casino. Columns fell in planned bursts, walls broke apart exactly when needed, and smaller blasts were timed to match the actors' movements. Each piece having the destruction was filmed on its own to get every detail correct. What's even more impressive is that much of it was done on sound stages where the interior had to be recreated. It allowed them to rig up the explosives with precision and control, knowing how and where the blasts would go off and even resetting the set between takes. Safety became a top priority, and actors were kept at safe distances, fireproof materials were used everywhere, and stunt coordinators and fire safety teams were always on standby. With such strict protocols, the crew had zero room for error, and each explosion was carefully filmed and edited until it all came together as one seamless high-impact scene. Number 8. Chris Tucker improvised many jokes. A huge part of what makes Rush Hour 2 so unforgettable is Chris Tucker's wild rapid-fire comedy, and a lot of it wasn't even in the script. Tucker was given incredible freedom to make things up on the spot. Director Brett Ratner trusted him so much that improv practically became part of the way the movie was made. Tucker would suddenly throw in his own punchlines, change dialogue mid-scene, and even react completely in the moment to Jackie Chan's perfectly timed martial arts moves. It wasn't only the actors who had to keep up with the quick jokes, the crew had to work hard as well. They filmed the same scenes over and over again because Chris kept coming up with brand new lines, giving the editors tons of hilarious takes to choose from.
Yeah, I'm gonna need black, 42 long, and nothing touches this body but pure silk. And get my partner something from the kids department.
That made the final movie even more funny and exciting to watch. Besides the jokes, some of Tucker's most memorable moments were completely unscripted. For example, when Detective Carter's confused, overwhelmed, or firing off his fast-talking comebacks, it was just all pure Tucker being himself.
You know what? I don't even know why the hell I'm even here. I ain't even Chinese. All right, I'm sorry.
Number 7. The massage parlor scene required multiple takes. Again and again, the massage parlor scene had to be restarted, and that's not because of dangerous stunts or even complicated choreography. It was because Jackie Chan couldn't stop laughing. Chris Tucker's unpredictable, hilarious improv kept the entire set in stitches. His off-the-cuff jokes and wild energy meant the crew had to reset the scene over and over again. And each time the jokes or the flow of the scene got messed up because of everyone, including Jackie, just couldn't stop laughing. The constant back and forth between comedy and timing became a challenge, and unlike the action scenes where everything was planned to perfection, comedy has a precise rhythm that just makes people laugh.
Why didn't you tell me this man rolls like this?
I told you
No,
already.
you didn't.
I did.
What you say?
I did this.
What do this mean, man? Speak English to me.
That means I go this way and you go this way.
Filmmakers had to shoot multiple versions of the same moment just to nail it, and they had to adjust to how the actors played off each other and find the right balance between what was scripted and what was Tucker's playful chaos. It's wild that the final version of the movie feels so smooth and natural, when in reality it's made out of the best moments of multiple takes where Jackie and Tucker finally stayed in character long enough to finish the shoot. Number 6. The film became one of the biggest action comedies in 2001. Despite being a sequel, the film defied all odds and became a massive blockbuster, raking in $347 million worldwide. It opened at number 1 in the US box office, claiming one of the biggest August openings of its time. That's not something you hear every day, especially for a buddy cop comedy sequel. Usually sequels struggle to live up to the original, but this time it outperformed the first in nearly every way. With a bigger budget of $90 million, it went all out. The action was bigger and more exciting, and the locations were amazing. From Hong Kong to Las Vegas, everything felt intense. The best part was Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker's chemistry. The funny moments and awesome stunts brought the fans together, and people around the world loved how the movie mixed in comedy, martial arts, and exciting adventure. All of it contributed to Rush Hour 2 becoming the highest-grossing film in the series. Number 5. Jackie Chan designed several fight sequences to combine humor with physical stunts. To make Rush Hour 2 unforgettable, Jackie Chan did more than cool stunts. He used his creativity, and instead of just doing the fights, he made them out of scratch. He turned each punch and kick into a mixture of humor, clever ideas, and action. Every fight told a story and made people laugh at the same time. Chan's trademark Hong Kong style is like nothing else. He mixes real martial arts with laugh-out-loud moments, using perfectly timed slips, reactions, and expressions. He makes the surroundings part of the action. For example, that casino fight. Tables and poker chips and decorations aren't just things in the background. They're used as weapons, shields, and even for comedic factor. Small and tight spaces turn into funny battlefields where every trip or fall makes the scene even more crazy. And none of it's random. Chan designed the fights with precision and timing, so every punch lands exactly where it should. Every fall and reaction is choreographed like a dance. The hits look powerful, but they're also controlled right down to the millisecond. Sometimes he performed scenes over and over again until the action felt perfect. What makes it even more wild is the magic of collaboration. Director Brett Ratner gave Chan the space to bring his unique Hong Kong filmmaking style to a big Hollywood film, and that's why you see a perfect fusion of blockbuster scale and authentic choreography. Most action movies keep fighting and comedy separate, but not Rush Hour 2. Every fight is alive with humor, and every joke comes straight from the action. Number 4. The movie filmed in Hong Kong, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas. Because Rush Hour 2 was filmed in 3 major locations around the world, it became one of the most exciting and ambitious action comedies of its time. Instead of pretending to be in different places, it took the cast and crew across continents to bring the story to life. The action kicked off in Hong Kong, where filmmakers captured the vibrant streets, busy markets, and iconic skyline, and that decision gave the movie a real authentic feel. You could almost feel the energy of the city during the intense scaffolding fight scene, but the team had to work around massive crowds and the city's nonstop activity that made each and every shot a challenge. The action then transferred to Vegas, and there the flashy casino scenes brought drama and style. Filmmakers used real locations for some exterior shots, but to safely choreograph dangerous stunts and explosions, many of them were done on sound stages. That way, all of the chaos of breaking glass and high-flying action could be staged perfectly without having to risk safety. Los Angeles played a huge role in the production. The city was used for more controlled shots on sound stages, and this allowed filmmakers to focus on creating complex setups and shooting interior scenes without distraction. Plus, it's where much of the post-production magic happened as well, tying everything together. What makes all of it so mind-blowing is the commitment to realism and scale. Instead of just building fake sets and using CGI, the production team traveled across real locations in order to make the world of Rush Hour 2 feel alive. Number 3. The naked street chase was real. They couldn't shut down the road for this scene, but still it's hard to believe that Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker ran completely naked on a busy highway in Hong Kong. This moment in Rush Hour 2 was not done on a closed set or even with stunt doubles. There weren't any fake cars or special effects. It was all completely real. The production team couldn't afford to shut the highway down. The permits were way too expensive for the budget, so instead of cutting the scene, director Brett Ratner made a bold move. They went for it guerrilla style. With no permission or elaborate setup, they had raw, unscripted chaos. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker stripped down, grabbed whatever they could to cover themselves, and then dashed through real traffic. Cars zoomed by as people looked on in shock, unable to believe their eyes, and it became an unforgettable moment that nobody could fake. Number 2. Chris Tucker refused to call Hugh Lee the B-word. When it came time to film the climactic moment near the end of the film, Chris Tucker was supposed to deliver a fiery victory speech. His character had just defeated the villain Hugh Lee in an epic fight, and the perfect trash-talking line was expected to seal the deal. Director Brett Ratner had high hopes for the scene. Tucker ad-libbed several different versions of his speech, but none of them landed quite right. The humor wasn't clicking, and the lines fell flat. Frustration began to build on set, and Ratner called take after take with no satisfying result. Finally, he decided to pull Chris Tucker aside and give him a simple suggestion, a punchline he thought would be sharp, funny, and effective, and told Tucker, just call her a B.
He did like 20 different takes. You know, he was holding back, in my opinion. And I went up to him and I said, Chris, you gotta call her a bitch.
But Tucker refused. Despite the character's over-the-top and loudmouth personality, he himself had strong personal beliefs. Many years before, he'd made the decision to minimize profanity in his roles as part of his faith, even turning down roles in Friday sequels for that very reason. He was firm, even as Ratner pushed and pushed, trying to convince him that it was necessary for the scene. For hours, the argument went on, causing stress on and off the set. Ratner kept pushing, Tucker stuck to his beliefs, and the pressure was tough. It would take almost the entire afternoon of back and forth before Tucker gave in and agreed to say the line one time.
We could have been a good couple. We could have had something special. But you one crazy ass bitch.
Despite all the drama, the moment shows how much Tucker cared about sticking to his personal values, something you don't see very often in Hollywood, and makes the scene more interesting than just a silly part of a fun movie. Number 1. A real car chase interrupted filming. What happens when a perfectly planned film set turns into the scene of a real-life chase? That's exactly what happened during filming of the climax in Rush Hour 2. Chan and Tucker were in the middle of a high-stakes stunt, escaping from the Red Dragon Casino by sliding down wires strung with glowing Chinese lanterns. The scene was being shot at the Desert Inn in Las Vegas very late at night. Everything had been carefully planned, the stunt coordinators had mapped out every moment, and safety crews were in position as the set was fully controlled. But then chaos arrived in the form of 2 speeding cars. Out of nowhere, a group of drunk tourists got into a loud argument with a taxi driver, and things quickly went out of control. Both of the cars sped off, racing at full speed, and the chase didn't stay on the road. It ended up plowing straight through the Rush Hour 2 set. The speeding cars weaved recklessly between crew members, extras, and expensive equipment, and everyone on set froze in shock, then scrambled to get out of the way as the vehicles narrowly avoided slamming into the massive crane that was holding the camera and operators. The scene went from carefully choreographed movie magic to real-life chaos in moments. Fortunately, nobody on the set was injured. Police quickly arrived and detained the drivers and passengers involved in the incident. After everything settled and the wreckage was cleared, filming then resumed as planned. But for a few crazy moments, the fake action in the movie was upstaged by a real car chase that nobody saw coming. Now be sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another great video like this one. Got any recommendations? Well, leave them in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.